Hey guys, Shola here. It took me a while even to get to this point. I wanted to make sure that I documented this journey so that I can help other moms who either want to go into family daycare or want to open up their own daycare center. They have small children, they have kids, they're a wife, they're a homemaker, they're a stay-at-home mom, and they really don't know, where to start, what direction to go in, where to begin, who to talk to, what to do. So my hopes is that this YouTube channel will inspire other single moms that are going through the same thing that I'm going through, who want to get out there and work, but they can't afford childcare. At the same time, they want to be an entrepreneur, they want to start their own business, and do, they just want to fulfill their dream. So my hopes is that this channel will do so. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Shola Kernan. I'm actually a wife of 2 years. I'm still in the newlywed stage, still working out all the kinks. Love you, babe. My amazing husband, he's awesome. A little bit miserable at times, but I love him nonetheless. He's no different from any other husband um, out there. So I have to put that in there. I love you, Stephen. I'm a mom of two beautiful children. Justin, who is turning 11 in September next month. Well, in a month and a week. And Zanali Winter, who just turned 1, who just had her Rio inspired birthday party, which was amazing. It actually felt like it was a wedding. So I'm actually recovering from all of that, and you can see the nice orange decor. Um, it's still up, and it probably still will be up. Actually, everything from the party is still up. I can show it to you guys. If you guys can see up there, the tiki bar, balloons still up. Yeah, and that probably will be up for as probably for the rest of the summer. I have no desire to take it down. It looks festive. I love it. Nali is still in celebration mode. Rio, Justin, and Stephen are pretty much recovering from the whole entire party. So that's probably gonna stay up for a little bit until I guess whenever I feel like it. But yeah, so I'm a mom of two. I actually started Kiddie Kommunity. Actually, I'm sorry. Kiddie Kommunity was birthed, and I'm sorry, guys. This is just straight raw. I'm not editing out anything. It is what it is. If you want to watch it, you watch it. If you want to comment, comment. If you don't like it, you can kindly click the X button, which is right up there. Um, I'm just trying to share from my perspective. So, Kiddie Kommunity was basically birthed from not being able to afford childcare. My husband and I moved about an hour and 15 minutes away from the city. We relocated our whole entire family out to the suburbs. And at that particular time, I was laid off from my job. I just had a baby, and I was in full-on mommy mode. My husband was working full-time. He was actually working two jobs. Well, actually, he was working two jobs. Working full-time, taking care of all the bills. And it just got to a point where I was ready to get back into the workforce. I was ready to get back into the swing of things. My last employer, I was working for a marketing branding company, and I was there for about 4.5, 5 years. So I was just ready to get back into the swing of it. So I started sending out my resume to different companies. I went on a few different interviews, and one interview in particular, I'm not going to name the name of the company. The head of HR told me that I was overqualified. But she said that I would be hearing from her, but she said, you're very overqualified for this position. It was like a basic customer service position for a telecommunications company. And I really didn't want to dive into anything that was going to demand all of my time because I still had a brand new baby. I still have Justin that I have to keep my eye on. He's going into junior high school now, so you really have to keep your eye on them. I have my husband, and I have to help him and cater to him and his needs. So I didn't want to take anything that was too demanding. My previous job was over demanding. um, just at beck and call. Like I did above and beyond, and I was on the BlackBerry all the time. It was just way too intense, way too much. So what my husband and I did is we started searching for child daycare centers in our area. And where we live, I mean, it's pretty much the sticks. I'm a Brooklyn girl. I've been born, raised in Brooklyn my whole entire life. You know, I grew up in East Flatbush. My granny still lives in East Flatbush. My mom lives in, I see my whole entire family lives in the city, lives in Brooklyn. My husband as well. And, you know, being out here, things are a lot slower. I can almost compare it to being down south. Everything is a lot slower, less hustle and bustle, fast paced, boom, 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 boom. Everybody in the city knows how it is, and it's not like that out here. So we found two daycare centers that we thought, you know, we were gonna go take a tour just to see what they can offer us. And the first place that we went to, I won't name names because I don't want to throw anybody's business under the bus. But the first place we went to, and I'll call it A, was actually a learning center, a full service learning center that took children from 6 months to 4 years old, and then they also did the after school program. The place was gorgeous. When I tell you the place was gorgeous, it was clean, it smelled good. The parents had to take off their shoes at the door because there's no walking with your outdoor shoes onto this carpet to get the kids contaminated. I love that. They had a security system. The teachers were engaging with the kids. It was almost like a baby factory. It was so, so, so good. So we took the tour, and at the end, the director gave us the folder with all the information in it. And when we opened it up, we looked at the price, and it was $1,000 a month. And so now this is $1,000 a month. They open from 6 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Monday through Friday. So it would be 5 days a week, $1,000 a month. So we were like, wow. So we told her, we said, okay, we will be reaching out to you once we make our final decision. When we got inside that car, we was like, oh, it's what we wanted. We were highly impressed, but the price brought us all the way back down to reality. We could not afford to pay $1,000 for our daughter to go to this daycare center, and it kind of hurt. I actually was a little disappointed. So we thought, it was like, all right, let's go to the other place. So we went to the other place, which is not that far away from the learning center. And this place, Place B, was in this huge strip mall setting. Huge parking lot, huge area. There were no other businesses inside the strip mall. It was almost like they were the only business in the strip mall. And from the outside, it looks great. On the side of it, it had a huge playground that was fenced all the way up, which was good. So we get inside there, and it just wasn't like Place B. It wasn't like Place B. It looked like it was just the basic necessity, the basic childcare there ever was. That's what it looked like. The place, it smelled kind of funny. I don't really know if it was like I don't know. It wasn't like the other place. The classrooms open. First of all, no security. Well, let me not say no security system. The first place we went to, you had to be buzzed in. You had to say what your name was, what you were there for. Then you went inside the director's office. I believe she looked at our ID to make sure that we were who we said we were. And that's it. This place, Place B, no identification check. You know, we walked in there, we met with the director, and, you know, kids were running all over the place. It didn't have, you know, a lot of structure. It just wasn't, I didn't want to send my knowledge there. And I didn't feel comfortable with the tour that we took. I thought it was very, very basic. The teacher to children ratio, and it could have been because it was towards the end of the night. It just wasn't. It just wasn't what I expected. So, long story short, my husband hated the place. he pretty much picked apart the whole entire security system because, you know, his Wally has to have top everything. Like, he needs to make sure that she's okay, and for security reasons, you know, he just wanted to make sure that it was okay. And it really wasn't. It was a lot of loopholes that we saw when we went in, a lot of red flags. And I'm sure that we're not the only ones. That I don't want to pick apart someone's business, because they've been in business for years. But just for what I've experienced going there, I didn't want to send her there. So we got the package, the folder with all the information in it. And when we got to the car, we looked inside of it, and they actually were charging $800 a month for the basic of basic childcare, and I just couldn't understand it for the life of me. So we went back to the house, and we were like, "What are we going to do? We have to figure this out." So we started going through the pros and cons of both places that we saw, and we couldn't do it. We couldn't do $1,000 a month, and we were not going to do the $800 a month with this. We weren't going to do this below average place, this shop. I don't know what was going on with that. But we just weren't going to do it. So hence, Kiddie Kommunity was born, because I had to figure it out, and I'm being as transparent as possible. I wasn't working. You need 2 incomes, household incomes, to live in New York City. I don't care what you're doing. You need 2 incomes. The husband got to be pulling his weight. The wife has to be pulling her weight. The kids got to be going to school. Everybody has to pull their weight. So I decided to start Kiddie Kommunity. So this video is about 12 minutes long. I'm sorry to talk your head off, but I'm going to save part 2 of the video in the next video. So stay tuned.